One of the programs that we get asked for a lot at Ignite, and one that we really love running, is creative problem solving. We run a 6-stage framework which is based loosely on the work of a psychologist called Graham Wallace. Now, he published his 4-stage work in a book called The Art of Thought back in the 1920s. So this series is nearly 100 years old, but it works. Our 6 stages are problem identification. So do we actually have the right problem? Do we have a clear problem statement? Is it all agreed on? Do we understand what we're working on? Stage 2 is then investigation. What is the root cause of this problem? We don't want to address the symptoms, we want to address the underlying causes that are causing this, and we'll run through a number of tools to do that. Next is then idea generation techniques. So the most common one, which most people are familiar with, is brainstorming, but we'll introduce a number of different techniques that can be used by different groups and individuals at different stages. Now, this is where Wallace's model kind of leaps off the page a bit and becomes a really nice psychological process. The next stage is actually outside of the loop, and it's referred to as incubation. This is when you actively stop working on the problem, you stop thinking about it, and you let your subconscious keep working on the problem to percolate it, so to speak, and it's going to keep working on it, and it's going to come up with a solution. It might not be the best solution, might not be one that's going to work, but it's going to give you a whole range of different ideas. Next after that this is where you hit your 4th stage, which is that moment of inspiration. The eureka moment, as Archimedes famously, supposedly said when he sat in the bath and the water level rose, and we now have our water displacement theory. After that, we hit stage 5, which is evaluation. So this is now you've got your inspiration. How do we work out if this is the right way to move forward? Or do we have multiple ideas that have come from our inspiration that we need to work out the best one to put forward? And involved in this is some decision-making frameworks that we take people through. And finally, and often a stage that people don't get into with creative problem solving, is the implementation of the solution. So how do you actually go about putting it into practice? What are the steps? And more importantly, how do you know that it's actually solved the problem? Do you have an evaluation process or methodology in place so you can go and check? If you'd like to learn more about how we can help you and your teams become more creative and solve some of those problems that might be nagging you every day, please reach out and give us a shout. We look forward to speaking to you.